Hi, I'm Tyson Franklin, and welcome to this week's episode of It's No Secret with Dr. T. With me today is a podiatrist. Now, don't go running. Don't go running away from wherever you're listening to this right now and going, oh my God, there's a podiatrist on. Can't listen to a podiatrist. What can he possibly teach me? Well, he can teach you a lot. His name is Justin Blake. He's had successful podiatry clinics in Ireland, and today we are going to talk about marketing. One of my favourite subjects, one of his favourite subjects, and sit your ass back down, leave play on, and take a listen. So, Justin, how are you doing today?
Things are great. Things are really good, apart from this crazy and strange times that we're living in at the moment.
Yes, we are. It's I think 2020 is going to go down in everybody's diary as a crazy year. And I think even our children, when we're gone, my daughter will be going, oh, I remember 2020, when she'll be telling her grandchildren about it.
Yeah.
So let's talk about marketing.
Marketing. Well, it's the question we all get asked. A lot of people think marketing is, when what they're doing in marketing really isn't.
Oh, what do you mean by that? When what they think marketing is really isn't?
Well, a lot of practices in healthcare tend to think that talking to the local GPs and the other referring health clinicians is marketing, and letting their own patients and their word of mouth is marketing. And of course, they're all good ways to build businesses over time. But I don't know about you, but I don't really want to sit around for sort of 10 or 15 or 20 years, getting to that stage of building up on a practice and just relying on those word of mouth referrals.
So, but even businesses that are not in the podiatry industry or in the health industry, it's the same thing. So So what you're saying is a lot of businesses will open their doors up, put a big flashy sign up, and they sit back on their bum and they go,
yes.
Oh, we're going to wait on the customers that we see. We're going to provide such a good service. Our word of mouth is going to be is what's going to bring people in.
Yeah, but that doesn't work, but it can work better.
Yeah, so word of mouth marketing works, but it's a slow way to build your business from the start. You need more than just word of mouth.
You're not really in control of that then. You can't really rely on people being the other people who've been and used your product before. You can't rely on them on being the salesperson that you want to for your business. Will they give the people that they talk to the right message about your business? And maybe you've provided a solution or a service for them that worked for them.
Yeah.
But possibly the other person maybe not looking for exactly what you can give. And imagine how fast your business would grow if you use the word of mouth and the referrals from other practitioners, but then also put some excellent marketing sort of on top of that as well. Initially, especially if you're starting off in business, then that will help you to start getting referrals a lot faster. And a lot of businesses sort of will try and sort of tell you that they're quite happy with the way things are going, and they don't really want to get any sort of like busier. But
yeah, some people do. Some people lie too. Yeah.
Well, they wouldn't be listening to this type of. They wouldn't be listening to this type of show or going on to websites or talking to people like you or I if they didn't. And even if you have a full house build on word of mouth, wouldn't it be better to have other extra clients or extra people coming into your business?
So what other suggestions do you have? If people are going, I'm just going to provide a really good service, really good product, whatever it is that they sell or do, and I'm going to rely on word of mouth. What's the first thing you reckon they should be doing to drive people to their business?
It's so much easier now and accessible that we have all the social media channels and all the Google and everything like that just at our fingertips. You don't need to be a marketing expert to start off doing some of the very sort of simple tasks from the get-go. But of course, you need to actually focus in and have the right message to the people that you want to attract and the type of clients that you want to actually work with or provide the service for.
Okay, so if somebody says, okay, yes, I need to like you mentioned, Google. You need to have a better online presence. Where does that person start? Where should they? If they know nothing about it, they go, "Okay, that's really good. I should be Googling myself. I need to get Googled." What do you? What's yeah? They stand and go, "Oh, I'm Googling myself." Where do they start? Where should this person who, and even if somebody's got a bit existing business, they're on Google. There's certain things that they should just be. And you mentioned improving their message, but what do you mean by all that?
What do you mean by all that? You want to get very specific about the person that you want to work with, and then you want to be everywhere that they are, and then you want to actually talk to them in a way that they understand. And again, as a podiatrist, with myself and with physio colleagues and with osteopaths and things, we all talk about the nuts and bolts of what we do, and I think that's a lot to do with the training that we've been given, and the way that we sort of expect people to actually know what we do. Or the guy in the water filter company expects people to know what a reverse osmosis is, or the guy in the coffee company wants to set himself apart from the competition up the street. And why are you different? So what your niche is. But then for online presence, and that's where everybody finds everything now. I mean, people are searching for things. The important things are to have your SEO right, your search engine. What is that? What you're going to ask me? What that means?
I know. Like anyone that's been listening to this for a while, they know the SEO, search engine optimization, and I think everyone's heard that term before. It's like I'm picturing while we're talking. Both of us, our background is podiatry. We're dealing with patients. We deal with health funds, insurance companies, all the other bullshit that goes along with it. Whereas I'm picturing, somebody listening to this might have a mechanic business, or they might be an accountant. So, but it's the same thing. Even if I'm looking, like, I need to get new tires for my car.
Yeah.
What am I going to do? First thing, jump online, and I'm going to Google it. Now, I know some people might Yahoo it, or Bing it, but they're few and far between. So I'm going to Google it.
You're going to Google it, and you're going to come up. But the issue with Google now is that you're going to come up, even if you have a great presence on your website and on social media, you're going to come up below the ads and below Google recommended businesses. But Google My Business, you need to have a good Google My Business page first of all, because that really helps you rank well on Google organic. And
if anyone's listening to this and you do not have a Google My Business, you do not have that set up, and you're not sure what we're talking about, go onto Google when you finish here, type in Google My Business, and just follow all the instructions. It's really, really simple.
Very simple to set up. It's very simple to set up.
It's surprising how many businesses still don't have that.
Yeah, they haven't claimed it, so it's very simple to claim it. Google will go through step by step. I've written a recent blog about what you need to do to get to really sort of make the Google My Business site work for you. All the information that you need to put on, you need to post regularly on it.
Yeah,
keep up, offers and events on it are what really sort of keep you on top of Google.
So going back to Google, when someone does a search, and at the beginning you'll see the ads come up.
Yes.
How often do you click on the ads? Just out of curiosity.
It depends if it's got exactly what I want.
Yeah.
And it's got a good message, I'll tend to click on the ads. Although I will sort of skip down through probably about 50% of the time.
Yeah. I read something a while back, and it was saying it used to be 10%, then it was 30%, and I think as the credibility of those ads are improving, because I think some people, the ads used to just be so bad compared. Yeah, you're searching for, I need new tires for my car.
Yeah.
And next thing an ad would come up, and it just was a mechanic who did panel beating. You go, That had nothing to do with what I was searching for. So the credibility was lost. But as time goes on, I think people are understanding, no, you've got to be answering the question going on in the person's head, That's what's on those ads now.
And also, which we do help people a lot with, is that if you click on the "I want tires" rather than "I want panel beating,"
Yeah,
when they go to the website, that it actually goes to the tire section.
yeah. And that's not a mistake, but this is something that we used to do years ago. You would always you do whether it was on TV. Remember that book called The Yellow Pages? But it used to be you only needed one Yellow Pages to actually prop the monitor up on your computer. Years ago,
One Yellow Pages
just
for
needed
people
one
to
Yellow
stretch
Page.
up.
Now you need about 10 Yellow Pages to get your monitor up to eye level. But it didn't matter what you advertised. It was always make sure you got your website on there. It'd always be drive people to your website, which is still true.
Yes.
But when you're doing online ads, it's drive people to a landing page. Answer the question that the people are searching for. Don't drive them to your homepage, just to your homepage, and they get there and they go, now what? I'm confused. And a confused mind always says no.
Doesn't do anything, yeah. And you only really get one chance, and that you've got to make the steps that the people have to take to get to do business with you very, very simple. They don't want to have to go looking for the phone number or looking for the specific item that they want to buy from you, or how to get in touch with you, or and so it has to work pretty seamlessly for them to actually want to engage and buy from you.
Okay, so what you're saying? Let's not rely on word of mouth. It's a slow way of building. It's a good, but it's a slow way.
It's a slow way, and a lot of businesses.
Yeah, if that's all you do.
If that's all you do, if you do that, but also put some great marketing onto the top of it, you can really sort of supercharge the way that the business will grow. But back to the ads. It means setting up a Google ad is very simple. All you need is a Google account and a credit card.
Yeah,
and just list what you're wanting to promote, and have the contact details on. It will bring you to the landing page or the page specifically on the website, and then you'll be able to make it easier for the person to do business with you. And when I built my practices, and I think I said to you before, I probably should have spent more on Google Ads to scale the business more, because they were so cheap at the time when I started with Google AdWords back in the early about 2000s, 2002. It was for specific words that you're going to be paying $20 or $30 for now. It was costing 50 cents or $1 to get that sort of keyword.
Well, it has become a lot more expensive because more and more people are wanting to do it, and there's only 3 ads. So that it's the whole thing about demand. It just pushes it up, but it doesn't mean that Google Ads don't. Like I must admit, in my own business, never ever used Google Ads because I was in a regional area, 100,000+ people. Yeah. And at the time, maybe there was half a dozen podiatry clinics.
Mm-hmm.
I just built my thing by getting off my ass and getting out there and being seen. And I was seen everywhere. So I never worried about Google Ads. But if I was kicking off a podiatry clinic right now, or if I was kicking off any business right now, I definitely, first thing, would be claiming my business page.
Claim your Google My Business page.
Yeah. Be definitely claiming that, and
set up a Google AdWords account, and you don't have to spend a huge amount. And the great thing is you can spend $5-10 a day, and you can switch it on and off when you want to be busier and when you don't want to be as busy.
So, do you reckon people do this themselves, or do they should go and see a company and get them to do it?
Well, you can do it very simple. Google do done for you. Very, very simple.
Yeah,
we'll guide you through the process, and there's online. I mean, I got to the stage in my business where I'd got it so far. I was doing it myself, and actually spent a hell of a lot of time learning how to do the AdWords and the keywords that you need to use, and the negative keywords that you need, and all those sort of nuts and widgets that really sort of fine tune things, and that's what I do now for a lot of healthcare practices is help them with their Google ads specifically. But you can start off very, very, very easily. Google will guide you through it. A couple of YouTube videos, and you'll be up and running within an hour or two.
Yeah,
spending $5-10 a day,
which is perfect right now. If with the whole COVID-19 and there's a lot of downtime and there's a lot of businesses that aren't open and they're all sitting on their ass going, "Oh, woe is me." You've got a lot of Eeyores out there, and they're complaining, and you've got other people that are still taking action even though the business is closed.
Yep.
Now is the perfect time. You're sitting at home, put down that beer, and learn about Google AdWords. Jump online and learn about it.
There's all sorts of free digital marketing, or a lot of companies who were charging before this all kicked off.
Yeah.
They're now giving away all their content for free.
Well, they have to, because nobody. I reckon Google Ads would be down a lot for specific businesses because they're just not open.
But with video consultations, online consultations, I think things there. I've seen some people who are pushing those through the ads at the moment.
Yeah, it's funny. I had someone on the show a couple of weeks back, and he was talking about telehealth as a physiotherapist, and he was saying that 80% they've proven that 80% of the benefits for a patient is not the hands-on stuff; it's the information they provide. And I think that is probably true. Yeah. However, if I want to be touched. I don't know about you, but I want to be touched. I want hands on me. And even though they might say, "Oh, yeah, but 80% of it is just the information I share with you," I think there's a lot of businesses that they don't actually share a lot of information.
No.
And so now information is even more important to be providing information to people.
Yeah. Again, there will be that 15 to 20% of patients who won't want to come back into a clinical setting or will be quite hesitant for a while.
Yeah. Oh, I reckon there'd be a lot of businesses that are going to be affected that way. That this whole thing, when it all finishes, like the Ruby. I don't know if you've heard about the Ruby Princess boat here in Australia.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I'll tell you right now. The Ruby Princess boat, I said to my wife, if they said, "Hey, coronavirus is all gone, everyone get back to normal life." Okay. And I said to my wife, "Hey, do you want to go on a cruise?" She just went, "No." She's actually going on a cruise. It'd probably be one of the last things that I really want to do. I go, "What about a cruise on the Ruby Princess?" And she just went, no way.
One of the business guys I would listen to who goes, "The cruise business is finished." He goes, I'll be buying them for $5 a ton of scrap. He goes, "Nobody's going to want to go on a cruise boat again."
Yeah, I don't think they will. And I do think the cruise industry is really up the duff right now. It's it's going to really struggle even at the end of this, no matter how cheap the prices are. I said I probably wouldn't go on the next cruise. Okay, take out a group of people, bring them back. Let's not have anyone die in the first 12 months. Yeah, in the first month. Maybe I'll go on the next cruise. But I really do. I think they're going to struggle. I think there's a lot of industries, restaurants that are closed up. I've got to get the clientele back again. There's a lot of businesses that have closed, and I think people are now going to be sitting back thinking, okay, do I really need to spend my money on that? People are going to get a bit more thrifty with their money. So I think businesses have got to become clever.
I think that's probably a good thing.
Oh, yeah.
Because people do spend an awful lot of money on a load of shit they don't need.
Well, just recently they put out a survey saying that in Australia, they're talking about all the industries where money is now not being spent. Alcohol went up 86% in March. And they said what scares them the most about alcohol consumption going up 86% was that didn't count the alcohol that was not being consumed in bars and pubs and restaurants because they were closed. Because they all got closed down in March.
Yep.
And it was still up 86%. So there's certain industries, regardless of what happens, somebody always benefits. There's other ones that don't. But what we're talking about now is eventually this is going to come to an end. And when it does come to an end, you've got to be setting yourself up the right way.
Well, I think it's what you're going to do now, which is going to set the outcome for how you're going to come out of this the other end. So I think you're going to talk about this in another podcast. It's sit around and the world's falling in on top of you and you're paralyzed and you don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Compared to the person who's going to be a bit more proactive and keep in touch with the people and keep posting on Facebook and work on their digital media or do that course they always wanted to do online now, or read that book, or take dust off the ideas that they had in the drawer, or that they went and saw in another practice before and thought, I really should do that, but we're just too busy to actually have the time to take and implement it. Now is the time to really sort of reevaluate your business, and so that when we do come out of this, you'll be able to move onwards and upwards, to hit the ground running, and do courses and reading books, and it's working with people. I mean, now's the time, and it's the proactive people, the proactive businesses. I've got friends in restaurants who are doing things. One of the guys is blogging about the favorite meals he likes to make and building an online sort of presence, and so that people are going to go and see Connor in his restaurant when he opens back up again, and it's safe for everybody to go back out.
But see, that's good advice.
Yeah, if he hadn't done any of that, it wouldn't be on their radar. So the practices that we're working with, it's like keep in touch, phone up the people. They want to hear from you. It's going to be easier to build back up the trust again that they have with you if you're proactive now, so that you come out of this a lot better than somebody who sits there and just worries about it and does nothing.
Oh, I definitely think every business, if they don't have an online presence, they need to get one. And they need to work on their database. If they haven't had a database in the past, or a really crappy one, they need to concentrate on that. Because right now, if you have a really good database, if you have a database of patients, clients, customers, whatever you call them, you have such a good opportunity of staying in touch with them now while they're concerned, they're worried. And like you said, that restaurant, if a restaurant is closed and that chef is still cooking these really good meals, and going, oh yeah, this is brilliant. This is what's going to be on the menu when we reopen. And they just keep pushing it out there. Right. People will be at home with saliva, chewing at the bit, waiting for that restaurant to open up. Whereas a restaurant
pick up all the pasta bakes at home.
Yeah, whereas the restaurant is just they close and they go, we're closed.
And when they come out of the far end, there'll be crickets too.
Yeah,
that's not what you want, and. Yeah, definitely. It's worthwhile now. Keeping in touch. Changing your website now. That's what we're getting a lot of practices to do. A lot of practices or a lot of businesses just have a buy now website.
Yeah.
Where it's the phone number to buy today or book now or contact us. But a lot of people don't want that. I know when I go to buy the set of tires, I'll research the tires, and I'm just anal like that, and I'll go and read about tires, and I'll do other things. And I'll see what other people have said on different reviews. And that's where Google, my business is good at getting reviews for your website. And that's a whole section that we cover in the guide that I've written. And
so if people want to get hold of you, or they want to read about, because you mentioned some other stuff on your website that people can download, what's the best way for people to get in touch with you?
So it's just directly through to justinblakemedia.com. Is the website, and they can email me directly at justin@justinblakemedia.com. And but with the websites, we want to use more of a sort of information website. Not only can you buy the set of tires today, but if you want to have here's the five the 5 different types of tires that you want to be using for off-roading, or the 5 different types of tires we want to use for winter weather work. And in the podiatry clinics, it was here's more information about that sore heel that you have.
Yeah.
Take your free copy of your guide today, and then you build more of a longer term relationship with the person rather than just the buy now, because a lot of people aren't just ready to buy now when they're coming to a website.
Well, yeah,
So,
usually people come to your website, they're doing research,
yeah,
and it's whoever gives the best information. Because somebody was on the podcast, the physio I was talking about before, who was on the podcast, and he said that, yeah, in this book, and I actually went and bought a copy of the book, and it's
yeah,
called Book Yourself Solid. And he said
uh-huh.
in that book, the guy is saying, give out as much information as you can, and when you think, have I given too much, give some more.
Give them
It's
more.
the
Yeah.
person who gives out the information, and especially now, the person who educates and openly just gives information is the
Hmm.
person that everyone is going to be thankful for, and that's
Yes.
the service they're going to use. Keeping all the information yourself and just give them a little drip here and a little drip there. I tell you, the amount of emails I've got recently from places go, hey, let me come and do some coaching with me and I'll give you the 10 tips to get over the coronavirus. And I'm like,
Hmm.
and it's so vague. It's like, okay, so I need to spend money with you first before you give me any information.
Hmm.
And that actually annoys me.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. It's people want more information because that's the way that they make buying decisions. We think as clinicians, we think as as you say, just stick a sign on the wall and away you go.
Yeah,
People don't know what you do, they don't trust you, and they don't know what outcome they're going to get from you. And you've got to build that trust and you've got to build that certainty with them over time, so that they see you in multiple places, so that you see you on the ads, that they see you on Facebook, that they read about you, that you send them an email. We've had patients who have it's taken 2 years or longer to come to see us, but they've got regular emails and regular updates. And we've talked about them, about just people just like them,
yeah,
who and how they've improved and how their journey has helped. And then they've maybe gone off and tried other practices or tried other things, and then they will eventually come back to you, because I think if you're setting up the business for just buy now today, you're going to lose out for the people who implement all those things, and building a longer term, giving them information, and building the trust, and nurturing the people over time. The long game is definitely the winning game, and especially now, if practices or businesses have already got an email list and have already been sending regular updates and newsletters and everything to those patients, those practices are going to come out of this an awful lot better than the practices who have never talked to them. Uh, and it's frightening, the number of businesses and practices that, I mean, don't even have those sort of like basic emails or lists, or you know. I don't know whether I don't think it's just that they don't care about the patients. I think it's like they think that the people once have done business with them once,
yeah.
don't need to see them or hear about them or hear their message again.
But I think that's a lot of
Where,
business. I've walked into a lot of businesses and I've spent a certain amount of money with them,
yep.
and they do not ask my name. They do not ask for my email address. And it's sort of like, hey, we're so awesome, you're just going to come back. And I'm like,
Mhm.
well, maybe not. But even, how many times have you stayed at a motel or a hotel,
Mhm.
dropped $200, you had to stay there the night or more,
Yeah.
and afterwards got a thank you letter?
Yeah.
And then they wonder why the next time you're going to that town, you don't really care where you stay, as long as whoever is reasonably priced is where you're going to stay. There's no loyalty to any motel because
Mhm.
they don't give you anything back. And if
Yeah.
that's how I feel towards motels. So if someone was a mechanic or any other business, I feel the same way. If I use your service and you do not treat me like a person and want to know who I am and say thank you and build up the rapport, the next time I need something, I'm just going to use anybody.
Yeah. It's well, and in my practices in the last 4 or 5 years of working on them, we did a huge emphasis or change and shift into the pre-appointment, from the first phone call on the front desk and that whole nurture right the way through.
Yeah.
We took on extra admin team and extra coaching and training for them, rather than one of the worst experience. I was sitting in one of the chiropractors that we rented some office space off one time, and the phone call went like this: "Hello, no physiotherapist here. Okay, see you later. Bye." This is in the chiropractor's office. And I was like, holy shit, that was it. I mean, that lady's job was, she thought her job was to answer the phone and book an appointment for the chiropractor.
Yeah.
That's what she did. And when the person asked for a physiotherapist, they didn't have a physio, she wasn't trained to tell them some. And again,
what sort of problem are you having?
What have you done?
Yeah.
I've got a sore back. Well, we don't have a physio, but we have a chiropractor, and they deal with, how would you like to, so we changed and so from the nurture of when the person first calls, and we had 2 full-time people just answering phones, and they would spend 20 minutes, half an hour or longer. We're prepared to send out free information, leaflets and booklets, and do phone call follow-ups over a week or a month or so later.
Yeah.
And until those people were ready to buy. And then also at the back end, then when people had come and done business with us, there was a whole follow-up sequence with the same person that they had originally spoken to when they made the first appointment. So they spoke to Breege on the first appointment and made an appointment 3 or 4 weeks after that, after Breege has spoken to them and sent them some information about their foot and ankle pain.
So it's all about customer service, really.
That's it. And then come to see me.
Yeah.
And then Breege would phone up the day after. How did you get on with Justin? I told you it was going to be great. I mean, that whole sequence, and then the follow up a month later. And
when I said before, I need to buy tires. Now I've bought tires for my cars for the last 20 something years, 30 years, 30 something years, and the amount of times I've bought tires, got them put on the car, not once have I got a phone call from the tyre place saying to me, "Hey Tyson, how have those tyres performed the past week? Mm-hmm. Were they as good as what we told you?" Yeah, but depending on the price of the tyre, but just a follow-up call to say, "How is such and such?" Then the next time I need tyres, that's where I go back.
My guy texts you the following week to remind you to come in, that you have to have the nuts tightened.
Nothing worse than not getting your nuts tightened. It's yeah, right. Hey, okay. So Justin, have you got one final tip before we wrap up?
Marketing isn't that scary, but you need to do it properly. It's especially now in these worrying times. Don't sit back. Don't rely on what you've done before, because it's going to be a whole new changed world out there. So now's the time to definitely up your game, wherever businesses are. Take stock, make a plan, blow the dust off the couple of things that you wanted to do but never got around and getting the time to do.
Yeah,
and action those and implement them, so we can all start to come out this on an upward curve. Just don't sit back and worry about it and think that there's nothing you can do.
I think that's a good way to finish up. So, Justin, I want to thank you for coming on It's No Secret with Dr. T. This has been a pleasure.
Thank you, guys. Great to speak to you. Take care.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Well, I hope you enjoyed listening to Justin today and got a little bit of advice on what you can do as part of your marketing plan now and coming out the other side of COVID-19, because it is still a strange world at the moment. We're not sure exactly what's going to happen, but I think taking action now, and if you've got time, start learning a few things. If you don't know anything about AdWords, get in there and learn a little bit more. Before I go, just wanted to give a mention. If you have not picked up a copy of my book, It's No Secret There's Money in Small Business, please go and grab yourself a copy. If you're in Australia, you can order it directly from my website, tysonfranklin.com, or you can get it, if you're in other parts of the world, on any online book platform. So that's it for me this week. Look after yourself, look after your family, and I will talk to you again next week. Bye for now.